So, Mark, are you ready to give this a go?
Yeah, I think so. So all we got to do now is I'll share my screen with you. All right, we're gonna start with abandoned things. One of my favorite themes. A lot of abandoned automobiles on the planet. See if this is gonna work. Okay, yeah, there we go.
Love it.
Yeah, this is the last mechanic that worked on that Mac.
It took a split second to see it.
Yeah, that's what I liked about it. It was one of those little hidden gems. I didn't put it there, honest to God, but I stumbled upon this and I thought, well, that's pretty cute. All right, this is the dashboard from a Hudson, actually from the car you saw at the beginning, and I like where the dashboard is in the middle of the car, which is kind of weird. And it's got a serious amount of patina. All the paint's gone, but the key's still in the ignition, as you notice. So, hey, who knows? Maybe it fires up. It's a low miler, 52,000.
I like the way the speedometer goes backwards.
Yeah, isn't that weird? The whole thing is strange. And it's called a terraplane, so it's a ground airplane. It's supposed to go fast, I guess.
Are these cars you're finding in the field, you're looking for?
Every time I see something that strikes my fancy like this, I just have to pull over and shoot pictures. This was again another roadside find. It was an old Dodge that was sitting there, kind of growing into the earth. I love the eyebrows on the lights. That's what captivated me. It has such a human kind of look to it. More abandoned stuff. This was my house before I started fixing it. It doesn't look much better now, believe me.
Save the window frames.
Nice contrast on that one, Mark.
Yeah, is that incredible? What a really crappy day too. I had no sky. It would have been nice to have a real foreboding sky. But
Mark,
move
your mouse a little to the left to the little circle button right there. Click that.
And it pixelates.
There you go.
Still look a little pixelated, but it's nice and big.
Yeah, it looks good.
Some of these are small files, so
looks good.
But here's the thing, Archie. I can't arrow through them. I have to go back out of it and then arrow.
You just hit down. Just hit down.
Yeah, think so. You'd think so, but that doesn't work. I'm hitting the down key. It's not going anywhere.
Okay. Well, whatever works for you. I wanted to try it.
Well, we'll go back and hit the next image. So thankfully, this one is much larger file. I'm starting some new things with my drone. I'm doing aerial panoramas and starting to do some architecture or agricultural ones as well. So this is a perfect time of year to be doing some of these things.
Are you regularly getting calls for drone work, Mark?
Yeah, I get them pretty often.
Did you renew your license?
Not yet. I got to wait for them to lift it. Well, I guess they're starting to test again, but with COVID, they had the testing sites shut down. So I haven't really needed it at the moment. So just kind of pulling it.
Mark saved my butt on a job drone wise because I'd gotten a job to shoot at PNC Park, and they wanted these lights that they installed. And I told the client, I said, from my perspective, the shot you want is your guy installing one of these lights with the stadium below and the city in the background. And he said, you really want to do that? I said, it's not a matter of what I want to do. It's just I think that's the shot. So they took me to the back of the stadium. And that's when I discovered that those stanchions are almost 200 foot high.
Yeah, like 180 feet now.
Yeah. and the ladder is straight up. I didn't make it the whole way, so Mark saved my ass because he came.
Well,
in
let
with
me
the
tell you,
drone.
the videos I shot that way are absolutely beautiful.
That just worked out really well.
Yeah, it did, and they were super happy with it, as I was. It's funny. I didn't even think of putting that in with these aerial images tonight. I should have, because a couple of those are pretty spectacular. And the video is really nice. They wanted video as well, so I shot video and stills just kind of at the same time.
Yeah. Roy showed me the video. Very impressive.
Yeah, it was pretty neat. Pretty neat. I liked it. Okay, so we're moving on here. I know if it's going to take you 3 seconds to notice the fountain's not running.
Nice.
On here so I'm going to see if I can make you guys go away. Are you seeing yourselves in this corner?
Normally, that's normal.
Yeah, I could collapse it. Yeah,
Mark,
there
how
we
do you do a panoramic with a drone?
go. You hope a lot. You pray for calm air because you have to shoot it and stitch it. So I found the place I wanted to be, the angle I wanted, and then I started to the left and panned right. I'd pan shoot like you do any stitch shot. You pan shoot with a lot of overlap, and this is the result. It actually looks pretty decent.
Hey, Mark, where did you launch from it originally?
Right in front of Heinz Field. Right, that
Okay,
little bridge there.
Yeah, I was wondering because I thought that they kind of had signs that said no drone shots from here.
That down if you're on the Riverwalk down there, they have signs up down there, but I wasn't down there. I launched right in front of Gate A, I think it is.
Oh, okay.
And I flew across the river a couple times. I was looking for the angle that I liked the best, and it turns out that when the sun, was this time of day, it was best to be on the Allegheny side.
So did you put the drone in like tripod mode?
Yeah, for sure. And it's really stable. It's really surprising. This image is incredibly sharp.
I think they're amazingly sharp. Those little
It's
tiny.
pretty big too. Well, it's a 20 meg file. Each one is it's a 20 megapixel camera. So I forget how big this file is, but it's like hundreds of megabytes.
Is this a drone brand camera, or is it like, Nikon, Sony, something hanging underneath?
No, it's a DJI. I use DJI products. I have a Phantom 4, a 4 Pro, and I have a Phantom Mini for shooting inside of factories and stuff. When I have to fly something small, I fly the Mini. It's really tiny. It fits in your hand. But let's see. That's enough of that guy. This was kind of an interesting thing that I was shooting. That one of those panoramas you saw earlier, and I was looking to the west, and I happened to notice that somebody carved a heart in this farm field. I mean, they planted God knows what there. Maybe it's corn, but for whatever reason, it looked like a heart to me, so I photographed it. It was just a little happy accident. This is up near Portersville, near Moraine. There's a nice farm field and a graveyard and a church over on the right-hand side here.
Say,
Is that 68 right there?
no, it's probably
No, that's not. That's Route 19.
Oh, 19. Oh,
What you're
said.
seeing right here is Route 19.
Yeah.
And if you right up in here, in this part of this is I think 558 takes you over to 79. So it's just below Portersville. We have some aerials in Pittsburgh from Fine View, I think.
Troy Hill.
That's right. That's right. Fine View is further down.
You're too far upriver.
Yep. I guess that's the bottom end of Troy. Well, is that St. Aloysius or something? That that church is no longer in operation. That school is in operation.
You don't see too many drone shots with something in the foreground like that. That's nice.
Yeah, and what I've been doing, Garen, with these neighborhood shots is I've been trying to tie some interesting elements together. You'll see one coming up where I found a ball field that overlooks the city, and there are people playing sandlot baseball, and they're literally like half a mile from the center of town.
Yeah, I think that's that field we talked about.
Yeah, that's further down river toward the point.
It's in fine view.
That's in Fineview, correct? And it's really a just beautiful little find because it's just so quaint that it's right in the middle of town, right, basically. There they are playing baseball. Okay, we're doing some what do you call it, some graphic stuff here with the drone. A little more artsy.
Yeah,
I was shooting.
I find fascinating, the ones that are straight down and just give this graphic look like that. And you can really get some compositions going.
This a client of mine handles bulk materials. They're up in the Mon Valley, and I did a couple of videos for them as well from the air. But usually when I'm flying for them, this is the picture they want, obviously. But when I get a chance to find something interesting to shoot, of course I do it. There's another one coming up here that's kind of graphic. This one they really did like because they handle coal a lot, and this is a big coal handling facility. It's weird. They take the stuff off the river, they put it in a pile, they wait for the client to call, they put it back on the river and ship it somewhere, or they put it on a train. This coal is handled so much, it's unbelievable.
Well, probably on the.
See, let's make that. I'm gonna make that a full screen. Yeah, I like it better when it fills the frame. Okay, stupid dog's on my lap. Good thing you can't see her. All right, Rhonda, I don't know what to do with you.
Oh, we got a guest star.
Yeah, she heard me and she just had to come in. All right, so we're gonna go back to the next image. Same client in one of their other facilities. They had just emptied these barges. They were heading downriver. The first time you fly over water, it's the most terrifying thing in the whole world. And then I realized that, if you crash a thing from 600 feet on land, it's pretty much the same outcome. The thing's junk. Except in a river, you never have a chance to get it back, So.
Don't you have your assistant there in a boat?
Yeah. We cover a lot of ground. I don't know. It wouldn't be very feasible. This is kind of the same place that other shot where the church was taken, just to show more of the city instead of local neighborhood close up. Kind of a crappy exposure though. I want to go back and reshoot this. It's a nicer light. And this is kind of how I make money with this thing. I take the drone and shoot for people. This is new construction, obviously, and a customer was wanted to get a shot at there. They have a big, what do you call it, a big solar array, and this is some super duper green building. It was built in pieces and assembled on site. So it's not like I say a lot of the stuff that I was doing with it you saw earlier was for me, but I do have to make money with it somehow. There's these are just like neighborhood shots. So let's go there. Next.
This is also from the drone now.
Oh,
No.
there was a
These are
helicopter
just,
in that one, though.
yeah. Well, I waited for that because I heard them coming. And he positioned himself pretty nicely, so I got the shot.
Nice.
This is just a bar interior. I was intrigued by the light. That's all, basically. More neighborhood stuff. This is up by Roy's house. It's up the street past the college. Other neighborhood. This is actually over in the city. I like the guy because he looks so isolated in this interesting space. And
Can you go back to the other one and make it bigger?
That one?
Yeah.
Sadly, no. I don't know why. I can't. So I must have sized it so damn small.
Is that a woman like with her walker or a guy just sitting?
No, it's a guy sitting on a milk
okay.
crate. I think he might have been having a smoke. I'm not sure. But, I just liked him isolated in that space.
Yeah, it's a really nice shot.
Thank
Hi,
you.
sorry I'm late, guys.
Glad to have you.
Well, we're glad you're here.
I keep
It's
forgetting it's Thursday when it's Thursday.
This particular image was, oh God, that pixelated when it gets big. Holy cow. Anyway, this young fellow is posing this girl. These lights they're like motion lights. It looks like a wave. It's down on off Penn Avenue.
Garrison way here.
Hey, I think it's kind of a cool concept. I don't know. It's a shame that it's stuck in this alley, but it's kind of neat nonetheless. Okay, we'll go to the next one. Okay, we're switching neighborhoods. This is Oakmont, PA. This little Italian lady I was talking to on the street. She didn't want to be photographed, but she said it was okay if I took pictures of her.
Mhm.
And it's quite incredible. She's got the place all decorated up.
Nice
Uh-huh.
neighborhood shot.
The the tree of her, I photographs up. I should have included one, but under this tree, she's got all these little gnomes. The roots are above the ground, and there's this little scenario she has worked out with little garden gnomes. They look like little like Weeble people. Yeah, they're about that size.
Neat.
It's cuter. It's cuter than hell. More of Oakmont. The Civic Pride Street, I think, or American Pride. We're big on flags in Oakmont, for sure.
Uh-huh.
Mountain trees.
See what this will look like when it's big. Pixelates like crazy. All right. Well,
Yeah, that's nice.
Looks like the
I'll
neighborhood
just look.
in right now.
It's really it's like I don't know. It's like all American right here. It's just it's a place that time forgot. You could see Jimmy Stewart walking down the street.
Mhm.
With I could see old cars here, probably in the 30s and 40s. It didn't look a hell of a lot different. Okay, this is Glassport.
Mhm.
Just I'm captivated by goofy signs. This one is especially goofy. I think party at any time. They forgot the exclamation point. I would have. All right. This is again in Roy's neighborhood. New fountain in Allegheny. I guess that's called Allegheny Park or whatever.
Yeah, Roy, does that park have a name?
I'm not sure if it.
Allegheny
The-
Commons.
The fountain actually does have a name. I have a postcard of it from the. I guess it must be early 1900s. But I mean, generally we just call it West Park.
West Park. Yeah, there you go. Well, that's I guess the northern end of West Park.
Yeah.
It's up toward Bernie's. But I just thought I had a really nice kind of sunset shot, sun coming through the trees off to the right of this fountain. And I looked to my left, and there's this couple mugging it up. And I'm thinking, oh, Christ, this is the shot, man. Usually I don't shoot with long lenses either. This is kind of strange for me. I like the shot with them in it.
Uh-huh.
It kind of, I call these things, these slices of life with the human element. You know, this is a cool, should I say, location, but without the people, you know, it's just a shot of a fountain. The people make it go. You know, you'll
Yeah.
see other shots coming up that kind of hark to the same theme of mine that goes through my head. More weird stuff you see looking through windows.
Mhm.
This is in my old hometown, Millvale. When I grew up, this place here was lumber yard, and it was Bennett's Lumber, and now it's a place where they make custom furniture, I think, or rehab furniture or something.
Is there got any Charlie Barath by any chance?
No, I don't know that name. But I grew up like about 200 yards from this building. When I was watering the streets down there, I said, I got to look in this building, see if there's anything in there. Sure enough, this is what was in there.
Yeah, I think that's a really cool shot. I like it even better zoomed in the way you had it.
Yeah, the flying chair is just kind of, what the hell's that all about? But it's something bizarre about it. I don't know.
This is ASMP. I think they're starting to do like a Zoom once a week or every other week.
This is like a Progressive insurance commercial. Was that Gary talking?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a party line.
Yes, I thought my mic was muted. Sorry.
That's
No
okay.
problem.
Okay, so I was doing some night stuff last fall, early last winter before it got miserably cold. I was doing some light painting, so some of this was shot. I flashed some of this, and I shot pretty slow. So those things aren't dust on my sensor; those are actually stars
Oh, wow.
up on the left. So that was a pretty damn long exposure. I'm thinking it was like.
Yeah, I love the detail of those bolts.
Yeah, isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
The flash, that raw light just really brings out all the detail.
I'm afraid to ask what you light that with.
I just had a couple of Godox AD200s. And one of the guys that I go out and shoot with, yeah, he and I were shooting that night. So he was manning one flash, I had the other. So we painted the underside of the bridge with light. And, something I hadn't done for quite a while, so I was kind of interested in doing it. Light painting's a lot of fun.
So you walked under there and kept flashing again and again as you walked?
Yeah, pretty much. You let the shutter open, and you flash here, and you kind of have to guess. It's like making soup, you're adding light. You kind of have to guess
Yeah.
how much light you need. So there's a lot of mistakes, or let's just say, it's more trial and error.
Mhm.
They can hear me.
Because you can't really get up there and meter it, so you just kind of have to. Okay, that's like it's 30 feet. It probably should be like F8 or whatever. You just kind of guess at it. But it's a lot of fun if you've never tried that. Oops. Let's see. Let's get back image there.
Ooh,
All right, more neighborhoods.
That's fine view.
that's really cool.
No, that's fine views over here.
Yeah, well,
But hey, wait a minute. Don't open Photoshop, for God's sake. I double clicked it. Sorry, guys. It's going to open
That's all right.
Photoshop. So we're going to see
You
it.
can really zoom in now.
Yeah, really. Well, this is a super high res file. So.
Yeah, we might be able to see Charlie in there.
Yeah, really. Hi, Charlie. All right, let's get out of the Photoshop thing. Goodbye. But this was actually shot from the upper part of Southside, up above Southside Flats.
Oh, that's really great.
Great sunset.
Yeah.
Nice sky. So let's see. Let's get to the next picture here.
What lens did you use on that?
I think that was a 300. I used it. This is more my speed. I'm a wide angle person, basically. This was wide But I like things in wide angle. Trying to do some stuff when COVID's happening.
You like the wide angle and the diagonals.
Yeah, I do.
Mhm.
I'd like from 35 millimeter to like 10 millimeter. Right, that's where I like to live. Another wide angle shot. Now we're getting into, these are neighborhood shots. This is more COVID stuff where I gotta get out of the house, go shoot pictures. My neighbor, this guy was showing his like 3-year-old son how to ride this mini bike. He rigged up training wheels on it. They were going like a bat out of hell on this thing, and the kid's watching me the whole time. So I'm panning with him so I get a nice sense of speed going, because I mean they really were going pretty fast, and it took me about half a dozen shots to get one where they were sharp enough that you could actually see faces.
Yeah, I'm like they've got the helmets on and shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Notice the flip flops.
Yeah, that'll be nice when they fall over.
Well, hopefully those outriggers he had in there were pretty good. And he's a big guy. He's probably I'd say 200 pounds or better.
Wow.
How that thing was propelling the two of them down the road, I don't really know. But more on neighbors in my neighborhood walking their dogs. I like that the gal's got the big dog and this big guy's got this little tiny dog. That's the part that cracks me up, you know. Like, they're like the nicest people. I see them all the time.
What neighborhood are you in?
I'm in Gibsonia.
Okay.
I live out in the middle of nowhere. Kind of off Rod 8, between Rod 8 and Rod 19. More neighbors walking their dogs.
Mm-hmm. Cute.
I'm trying to document all the neighbors while they're out, doing the same thing I'm doing, fighting boredom,
Do they know
I think this little dog is past.
Do they know you're a pro, Mark?
I try to keep that on the down low. But I do make prints for them and deliver them. Everybody that gets photographed gets a photo. They get one in their mailbox.
That's nice.
Just for the hell of it, for being nice. Okay, now we're to the North Park stuff.
Mm.
And you'll see what I'm talking about here. Like, this is an interesting image. It's certainly was a beautiful thing to shoot. But the next picture, I think, is far better because it's got people in it. Human element. It's a cool shot without her, but it's much better with her, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Again, more of the same. Trying to tie some people into a scene. There's always people out paddling on that lake.
Are you taking your camera on your bike?
Yeah, I take. You should see how much crap I carry on my bike. I bought the lightest bike I could find, and I've got like 3 tons of crap on it.
How do you protect the camera when you're going over bumps and stuff?
Oh, the bags I have are padded. They're good enough.
Okay.
And I don't ride on real rough terrain. Mostly rails to trails and roads. For that guy. Again, another slice of life evening shot from North Park. These gals were down having a picnic. And as the sun set, let's see if that looks any better. Big. Yeah, that one didn't fall apart. I didn't size some of these. Some of these sized way too small. They fell apart when I clicked them big. All right, next picture. Hardy runners, January 1st.
Oh.
Running on the ice.
Crazier, the runners or the photographer?
I don't know.
Cool.
I was warm. I don't. Well, they were probably warm too. They were generating a lot of heat. but I was captivated by the stormy sky and the fact that they were so backlit. All you could see is that, you know, what dominates the shot, the shadow.
Hey, Mark, is that shot on with the Fuji?
Yeah, yeah. I'm shooting almost everything now with the 100V. Although this wasn't. This was shot with I think this is shot with the camera I sold you. I think this was with the XT2. This is about a year old, this picture.
Some of these look like they'd work for stock, Mark.
Yeah, probably so. I think that way, I guess.
You would get like 25 cents then.
Yeah, yeah.
Still a stock
Maybe
market.
a buck if they ran it a couple of years.
Yeah.
It's all the seasons of the park are pretty interesting. These guys were doing they cleaned the ice. We're doing some hockey. It's like bigger, and of course they had to have their Penguins jersey. You couldn't even fake ice hockey without a Penguins jersey. Where are you at? Get you big. Not going to get much bigger. But again, it's you know, I kind of fall into these things. You know, I was just happened to be lucky enough to have a long lens on my camera when I saw this gal coming up the lake, and I saw these great verticals everywhere in the foreground and the background, and then she puts her paddle down, and it mimics the angles of the trees, and I was just blown away by it. I got like 3 shots before she changed, and this was a color shot, but in black and white looks much better, in my opinion. All right, let's escape out of you. Okay, now we're into portraits. This gentleman here lives in Butler. And,
Looks like Warren Buffett.
yeah, you know what? Here's the interesting thing. 2 things about this picture are kind of unique. This gentleman and I were talking by the back of this airplane. There's a tail gunning section on this B-17, and
It's a
he was talking
B-17. B-17?
Yeah, not all of them had the same kind of tail gun as this one did, and he was talking to a fellow that was next to him about this apparatus. And when his friend left, I introduced myself. This guy's name is John Marr. He's from Butler. And I said, John, well, how do you know these aircraft? He said, I used to fly them. I said, John, how old are you? He said, I'm 101.
Oh,
this man is
jeez.
101. I am gonna, if once COVID is done, his daughter who was with him that day, she's like my age, or maybe even a little older. We talked to John, and we're gonna do a video. I'm gonna do kind of a documentary video about World War II and him, about his experiences in World War II. As soon as COVID gets over, he's like all on board with it. He's got his uniform. He's got a bunch of old photographs. The only thing is he walks with a cane a little bit, but he's as sharp as a tack. And that's the one part of this picture that's unusual. The second part is this plane crashed about a month after I shot this picture.
Oh,
up in the they were flying it with a bunch of people, what do you call it, like tourists. They take I think 7 or 8, 10 people at a time on this plane, and they were somewhere up in the northeast, in Massachusetts or somewhere.
Yeah.
And they were doing one of these air shows, and the plane went down. You probably heard about it on the news. It killed everybody on board. That plane doesn't exist anymore. Thankfully, John does.
Yeah, but the man does.
Yeah, for sure. So it was the 2 very unusual things about that picture.
Mm-hmm.
He was so cool. I said, John, I'd like to photograph you with this aircraft. Is it okay with you? And he said, sure. He said, can it wait though? He said, I have to go to the bathroom. So he wanders off. I'm thinking, well, I'll never see him again. And like 20 minutes later, he come back over and said, I ran into somebody I knew over there. I said, I'm sorry, it took so long. So anyway, funny as hell. More portraits. You get to see the dog and my son. I love the look on the dog. Yeah. It's like, I can't even describe what that look is. It's just the weirdest damn look.
Is
I
that
think
your
it's
son's COVID outfit, or is that an everyday outfit?
This was early in the morning. I wanted to run some tests. This is the first picture shot in my
There you go.
new
These guys
garage
could be
slash
Amazon.
studio.
That was my question. Thank you.
Yeah, he was he was willing to come out in his jammies.
Rhonda looks like she's saying, "Where's my cookie?"
Yeah, he's
Yeah, she
always
looks
looking like
expectant.
this guy, bartender at Hitchhikers up in Sharpsburg. I think it's Hitchhikers.
Yep.
Is there a place called Hitchhikers in Sharpsburg? I think
Yeah,
that's it.
that's where we had a meeting there once.
Yeah, it's the old. It was a brewery at one time. It was I think it was Fort Pitt or something. Fort Pitt Brewery.
It looks like one of the
Right.
burger shots, Mark.
What's that?
Looks like one of the burgers shots.
Oh yeah, it wasn't mine. I didn't use that one. In fact, I don't think that didn't exist when we did the burgers. Yeah, probably everybody knows this guy.
Kevin.
Another former president.
Yeah, exactly.
No clue.
Kevin.
Remember, this is being recorded.
You should send
Yeah,
send an
be
invite
nice.
to him.
Be nice. Okay, now we're into dogs. I'm only going to give you 3 or 4 dog shots, then we'll be done with that.
This is your new subspecialty, right, Mark?
Yeah. I should have put these in order. This is when she was a puppy. She was a wee little thing.
That's adorable.
She's just a little punk. So this one's a kind of a crossover. It's kind of a dog shot / portrait shot.
Yeah, that son looks like you, Mark.
Yeah, he does indeed.
What's his name?
Jesse. Hey, same hair. My hair was real sandy blonde like that,
Mm-hmm.
and face very similar.
Yeah, nose, mouth.
Yeah, he's a good kid. And this is the last of the dog photos. The light was.
Still building computers?
What's that?
Is he still building computers?
Peter, you know what he's doing now? He has a machine in the basement that is it's a pinball. He's a pinball fanatic. So he has built somebody gave him an old pinball cabinet from a vintage machine. It's completely electronic. It's got three electronic screens. The play field is a television. It's a television turned vertically, and he's got like 300 pinball games on it.
Wow.
Well, wait. Are they real? Are they actual balls that roll over the screen?
No, it's all virtual. The whoever is doing this, they have taken the tables and they've emulated them down to the last detail. And if you're playing it, he has like shaker motors in the thing. So if the ball bounces off of things, it shakes the cabinet. He's got a sound system in it. It's got like 4 computers in it, and it is the coolest damn thing. When he gets it like completely done, I'll do a video of it and let everybody see it. The nicest thing about it is that, you know, if you have like I don't know, you name a game. You have one game. That's it. This thing can play hundreds of games.
Jeez.
Somebody, I guess, is taking the time to code all this stuff, and it looks exactly like the game that it's emulating. It's incredible. That's nerdy stuff, man. Nerdy stuff. This was the scene I happened upon one evening. I think.
Where's this, Mark?
This is somewhere up the East Coast. It's up. Oh Jesus! I think I was going to Cornell for something. This is somewhere in New York.
It's pretty.
Not exactly where, but I just love this image. Share it. It's got a little rainbow happening. Again, another stitch shot.
Are you using panoramic head, or are you just sort of shooting them wild?
Well, if I know if I go out to do it purposely, Dave, I do take my panoramic head, but generally, like when I came upon this, I know how to keep pretty steady and I keep a good line on the horizon. So if you're pretty steady and you don't jostle the camera up and down much, Photoshop does a pretty fair job of stitching it together.
Yeah. Yeah. I just, I bought
It's
myself,
better if you use the pano head for sure, no question.
well, to take care of the parallax thing.
Yeah.
I bought myself an inexpensive head for my birthday, and I've been slowly teaching myself how to not use it.
Yeah, I bought one years ago, and it takes you a while to get used to that thing too. And
Yeah.
it's kind of big and bulky.
Yeah. It's just, there's
One
one.
I have is a Manfrotto, and it's nicely made, but it's heavy as hell. You have to put it on a big tripod.
Yeah, I mean, this thing I got, it's all, milled aluminum. It was only like 100 and a quarter,
Huh.
but yeah,
It's a
hopefully
decent
go
price.
on sometime. But trying to work out the parallax thing and keeping everything level to start is what's driving me up a wall.
Well, situations like this aren't nearly as bad as when you have a lot of things in a near ground.
Yeah.
That's when you have more of an issue. Roy can speak more to that. He does more of this.
I was going to say the one that I got from Really Right Stuff. What I really liked about it is incredibly compact and so well made. It's so smooth.
Except it's expensive.
It's only money.
I know. I know.
I don't want to hear
So
that.
I think the one from Really Right Stuff was, I think it was like $225.
Well,
I didn't
shit, that's
consider
not-
that. That wasn't that terrible. I mean, it's
Oh.
only two pieces. It's a piece that has the bearings on it to rotate, and then it has a straight bar to hold the camera. That's it.
Huh. Well, that's hell. That's their L brackets cost more than that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this thing I got has the third arm, so you can work with the parallax correction at the same time.
I guess I don't worry about that because I usually only do stitching with my tilt shift lenses.
Yeah.
So the parallax is a non-issue.
Yeah.
I think we might be getting to the end of this stuff here. I know people are starting to nod off, so I'll make this quick.
That's a nice shot. Mark, where's this?
Thanks. This was a place called Hell's Hollow. It's a tributary that runs into Slippery Rock Creek, kind of near McConnell's Mill.
Uh-huh.
Right behind me is a waterfall. Who's
You
shooting the
have-
waterfall? Not me. I'm shooting what's downstream.
You have a lot of depth of field on that shot, don't you?
I just love the verticals in it. These trees in the foreground with snow on them. I was freezing my ass off. That was that water was cold. You try to stay dry, but it was impossible. I got so cold. Then I had to walk about 2 miles back to the car.
Mm.
Too bad. Wow. All right, next. Again, things that you've kind of stumbled upon. I was shooting a job in northeast PA, and I was coming back, and this scene just kind of fell in my lap, and just had to pull over and get a shot of it. Just the light on this riverbank. This is the Allegheny, by the way, way
This
up
is
north.
great.
Isn't that a pretty shot? Jeez.
Yes.
Mhm.
I was captivated by the light. Luckily, I got a few frames off before it completely changed. This whatever storm system was going through, it was clipping, and I just got this little burst of sunlight that popped through, and I pulled over, and it clouded up again, and I waited about 5 minutes, and another hole happened, and I got this, and I could move on.
I love the reflection in the water. I think that's so cool.
Yeah.
And this little thing happening here, kind of that's very shallow water. There's like little eddies everywhere and riffles along the river. Further along down this road, it's kind of up around Kennerdale, maybe a little further north. There was on the riverbank were two deer They were out. There's a sandbar with high grasses. They were out on the sandbar drinking. So I got out of the car and I got some pictures of them. Just as they saw me, so they retreated back to land. I wanted them on the sandbar.
Yeah.
In the worst way, but they saw me. The jig was up. They saw me, so I must have thought I was going to harm them. They were clear across the river. But,
Wow.
I did. They stopped long enough and were inquisitive to look. They were both looking at me.
Hmm.
I do have that shot, but they weren't where I wanted them.
Well, that's nice.
This is kind of on the way. This was early spring when things were just starting to bud. These little, I guess they were going to be flowers. I'm not sure, but they were just popping out of the ground in the forest.
Mm-hmm.
That's again on. This is a tributary that runs. That's part of Hell's Hollow. This little piece of water here. If you haven't been up there, it's really a nice place to walk and hike. And you can go for miles. There's a lot of trails up there, and there's a lot of interesting things to see. I think we have come to the end of our road, kids. That is it. Wait a minute, I got one last thing. I will show you if I can locate it. I think I pulled it off of here. And this is kind of what I do with a drone to make money. This is a banner ad for this company. This is on the beginning of their website. And it just loops. It's like about 45 seconds and it keeps looping.
Does it take long to learn the editing, Mark?
I'm still learning. My son Jesse is pretty good at it, so he's usually does my editing work. He understands. We've been using DaVinci Resolve, which is kind of like Capture One for video, and he's kind of got a pretty good handle on it. He does a lot of. He's editing a movie right now.
So you're putting dramatic behind this?
I'm sorry?
You're putting some dramatic music behind this?
Yeah, you know what? Actually, I don't think there's any music on this at all because it's just on their website, and and you hit their launch page.
Fire.
Hey, Mark, tell your son to put some some fun, because I know industrial, they really like some of that blue or orange color grade stuff over top of the video.
Oh yeah.
And it could really add some cool contrast and just of all the stuff I've been seeing from the big dogs out there. They've been doing some fun color contrast.
There's one other quick thing is that a friend of mine was selling her home. She wanted something.
Looks like a cheap little cabin.
Yeah. Where do you see the pool? That's the pool house back here, guys.
Oh,
That's the pool house?
It's the nicest damn pool house I've ever seen. I'm sure there are better, but it's got a full caterer's kitchen. It's got a second floor. It's got bedrooms in there for people to stay when they come and visit. Oh, the shape of the pool's ornate. That thing there is this is a water slide. You go up these stairs and hit this like cement water slide.
I think that pool house is bigger than my house.
It is. It is
Definitely
so
bigger
nice.
than mine.
I couldn't
like
afford
the
to build
pool's
that
bigger
pool
than my
house.
house.
It's pretty spectacular.
I live on Wedgewood Drive, and I swear I've never seen that.
Well, you should look around more. Look around more. So that's that. I think my time is just about up, kids. It's 9 o'clock.
Well, that was an enjoyable hour. Do you know where your PNC images or movies are real quick? Don't worry if you don't. That, or we can look at Shelley's house. No.
They're either on 2017 or 28. Roy, was that 3 years ago?
I think it was, yeah, I hate to say it. Looks like it was 3 years ago.
Yeah, I'm going to look here on my main drive here. I might be able to find it. Yep. That's my reminder to take my pills. Come on, wakey wakey. Man, why is this computer stalling?
Well,
Huh.
unshare while you're looking. We can all chat amongst ourselves.
All right. Let's see. New share. Stop share. Okay. There you go.
Hello, everyone.
Howdy.
All right.
Why is this not?
So, Peter,
Yes, sir.
describe what's behind you.
Oh my. Well, this one here is Scott
Goldsmith.
Goldsmith. Thank you.
Oh, I thought I recognized it. Thank you.
That was purchased at a Silver Eye auction soon after I moved here.
I've always liked that shot.
This one over there is a good friend of mine from Maine Workshops. Shot on a Holga. He did a lot of images of we call it not testaments, but when people set up little memory areas, and he just found those wherever, and he had a whole series of those. He did them all Holga and then blew them up big. This was one of my teachers at the workshops. This is actually my son. This is a found image that my wife's father was a railroad guy, and it's a great railroad image. And this was a wedding present from my sister-in-law.
That's the low-tech zoom in on your work. I like it.
Yeah, well, it's work that I've collected. I don't have any, actually I do have a piece of my work on the wall on the other part of the room from the Object Show 12.
12. Oh, which was 12?
12. And I did, I'm looking over at it now. I'm not going to turn the laptop around for it, but if you remember, I did pairs, and I did 6 pair, trying to be, yeah.
Oh, and I did jury of one's pairs.
Mm-hmm.
The only one I ever won. That's the only year me and Roy ever won anything. we rigged the judges.
I know.
We'll let you borrow.
JW, meet Roy Engelbrecht.
What's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Awesome. It's good. I just had fishing on Lake Ontario yesterday. Never been up there.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
Welcome to ASMP, JW.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Too bad our resident Canadian's not online. She found a better Thursday date.
It was cool. You could see the skyline of Toronto just kind of peeking up above the water in the distance.
Well, I'm thinking about it. If anybody needs anything from Dodd Camera, I'm in Cleveland through Saturday.
Tell them to answer their damn phone, because I did try and call them. Because I'm in the market for some B10s or B10 pluses.
Okay.
So they're going to lose out.
They find out if they have any Canon 5R R5s.
No rolling tomorrow.
Nobody does.
Nobody does.
But if you are bored, Dave, could you go down and ask them if you're bored? Okay, I'm not saying do this, but I want to know, and maybe you guys know, but does the B10, does anyone shoot pro photo or know anything about pro photo?
Sure.
I want to know if my D1s, all the softbox rings and things that go onto there, I want to know if they fit onto the B10s.
I'm pretty sure they do.
I think they do too.
It's like a rubberized strip with a clip.
Yeah, I've worked with the B10s before, and it's for some reason I just think they maybe it's because they're just so short. I just feel like they're all so skinnier, like diameter wise.
Well, send me an email with whatever the question is, so I remember it.
Yeah.
So you can print it out and take it home.
I've got the memory of a small bug.
Yeah. Well, if you and maybe if I like them, I'll buy them, and you can be my delivery boy.
Okay. You know, I'm sitting here in my daughter's third floor in-law suite because we're up here seeing the grandbaby, and this is like an every other week kind of thing.
Was this part of grandparent class?
No, they completely neglected to mention how to restock your Easy Pass.
It's supposed to be automatic.
Yeah.
It does, but they've neglected to mention where you're supposed to get the money from.
Wow.
Mine's always automatic when it's inconvenient.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, I just had a hard drive bite the dust and sent it off. That's a bite.
Oh, and I dropped my Z50 at a baseball game last night or the night before.
Oh.
So that's going back tomorrow.
Oh.
Ouch.
I just got my infrared camera in the mail today from LifePixel, but I haven't had time to figure out how to use it yet. LifePixel is giving me a free tutorial, and Don Smith, whose workshops I've attended, is going to give me some paid lessons. So I'm hoping to do that in the next couple of days and then play with it.
Do you have like a whole filter set for it?
Well, no, the whole camera was converted. So I bought a used Sony A9 and sent it to LifePixel, and they changed the sensor.
I know sometimes like people will get a whole set of different sort of IR pass and blocking filters to kind of target different ranges.
Yeah, I just got one filter from Stingray. Otherwise, I'm going to shoot it as is and then see what different things I can do in processing.
Yeah.
But I really have a lot to learn. But I think I sent this thing off to LifePixel July 9th. I can hardly remember back that far. So I can't remember everything I read about how to
there you go.
Possibilities are.
I'm going to do that.
Hey folks, I did locate those images from PNC Park that Roy was talking about. If you want to see them, I'll share again.
Yeah.
We'll talk filters when we come back. Don't lose them. Don't lose them.
Okay. All right. See if I can do a share. Do a share here again. Let's go do that. There. Let's start at the top.
DJI. Uh-oh, he's droning.
All right. That's a long way up, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot further than Roy was willing to climb.
Oh, wow.
I don't blame you, Roy. I wouldn't do it either. I was safely on the first base line.
Oh, so your drone shot that?
Yeah. These are all drone stuff.
Wow.
By the way, you see those lights? There are 80 of them in each array.
Wow.
And they are so bright. Oh,
yes, they're incredibly bright. And actually, they only use half of them, so it's like a backup for each light.
Oh, wow.
It was an improvement shooting the game.
Are they LEDs?
It's better.
Yes.
They're all LED.
Wow.
By the way, they yelled at Mark after he did the shots.
Yeah. They said, "What are you doing? You can't do that." I said, "Well, I did it. Now what are you going to do about it?" Hey, I got clearance. Honest to God, I did. The head security guy came up to me at the end. I was packing up, and he said, "What are you doing?" And I explained what I was doing, who I was shooting for. He said, he said, "If you hit that screen, it's for like $8 million." I said, well, I didn't hit the screen, and I don't intend to. That would have really. I could see that would have made the news for sure. Drone pilot ruins the opener of the Pirates.
You should have said, yeah, well, the screen's worth more than the team.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't want to go there.
Every
That's a cool
usher
shot.
is a rent-a-cop down there. I mean,
I
you know.
like this one.
Yeah. How did
That's really nice.
The well, this is this is what you get in like I think this is like April. You know? This was
Yeah.
fairly the tree still had
It
no
was,
leaves.
it was
It must
just,
have been
it was
April.
just before opening.
Yeah, it was like mid-April maybe. If you look at the trees across the river down here by the shore, there's no leaves on them.
Are you seeing this image on your iPhone and shooting with your iPhone? Is your iPhone your intermediary?
I use an iPad. I use an iPad Air or
Okay.
an Air 2. I
But
can't stand looking at that small screen.
You're seeing the image and when you're shooting it, right?
Oh, absolutely. You bet. And usually in daylight, I usually go somewhere in the shade. And I find a shady spot. That way, if I'm shooting video, especially, because I want to make sure I get a really nice cohesive flow.
Can you zoom out and zoom in with your lens?
No, it's a fixed focal. It's like 24 millimeter.
Okay.
So it's pretty wide.
Wow, look at that.
Nice.
Isn't that incredible?
That's amazing.
It's so friggin' sharp. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
These are unsharpened images.
And look, the buildings are straight. You don't have much distortion in there. Did you process that?
No, well, I'm a mile away from it, you know. The camera, I kept the camera pretty flat. I didn't tilt it down.
You're so high too that you don't have to look up.
Right. Well, and with this thing, you do have control over the tilt of the camera, but in a situation like this, I try to keep it as parallel as possible to vertical things.
That's great. That's a beautiful shot. That's
Amazing.
rare.
What an amazing day. I mean, it's a very bright day, and you can still see the lights on those standards, how bright they are. They were doing some testing of that left side light stand.
Hey, back to the $8 million screen. So what kind of liability, like what's your liability policy for doing a drone? I mean, does it have to be about the 1-2 million that most of us are at?
You can, I use a thing called, what's it called? It's an app. Name's escaping me right now, but it's an insurance app, and you can buy as much insurance as you want on the fly. And they base the rate on where you're at, because the GPS signal tells them where you are. So if you're in a high risk area, the rate's more. So you buy insurance by the hour through your app. It's billed to your credit card that you have on file, and then you can buy 5 million, 10 million, whatever number you want. I usually my regular policy is 2 million, but had I known that screen was 8 million, I probably would have upped it.
Yeah, the one
I was pretty close when I was
Verifly.
shooting video. I was panning past that thing pretty damn close.
Oh.
Flying by it as I was shooting video. Let's see if I can find a little bit of video there.
The insurance app I've used in the past is Verifly.
Verify, that's it. Thank you very much. That's what I use. Same thing. It's pretty amazing too, really, considering. Roy, that might be your picture.
That was
familiar.
my shot.
I was gonna say that is not my picture. The hell did that come from? You must have
That's
given
one of
me
the shots that I did at that night when they were testing the lights.
I love the starburst off the light.
F-16 gets you every time.
Gets you every time.
They convert over to LED or something like that. They wanted to see what the pictures did.
Yep. That was apparently a mandate, not from the football, or not from the baseball people, but from the TV stations.
How did the TV stations ask?
To switch over to LEDs, and they specified. So actually, when they did this conversion, they actually had, I believe, 80 or 100 spots on the field marked, and then they actually checked to see that all the light values were the same.
Oh, wow. Cool.
I've got a buddy that works in broadcast, like with the broadcast trucks, and his part of it is running the fiber optic lines and making up the connections from the cameras to these big banks of like switching panels, basically, and then out to the trucks where they mix them. And he was talking about the like the head camera operator. They're always remotely calibrating the white balance and the tint of those cameras. And the biggest thing for sports games is the color of the grass. So they've got like the hue values memorized for what the grass should be.
Should be,
And
yeah.
as clouds are going over or the sun is changing throughout the day, they're changing the white balance of all the cameras in sync remotely. So the operators themselves that are standing there, all they're really doing is pointing and zoom and focus.
Hey, Mark, I don't know if you, actually right there, you see the little flags? Those are just, those are different points that they had to measure the lights on.
Yeah, so there. You know, it's weird. I've forgotten this part of the video. It's weird.
Cool.
There we go.
They incorporated some still.
By the way, you know, when I felt really bad that I couldn't make the climb the whole way up the stanchion, and when I came back down, they told me, they said, we have 40 people on our crew, but there's only 8 that can do it. So it didn't make me feel so bad. Didn't feel so bad.
Yeah, and 6 of them are liars.